Hi, my name is Rose, and today I'd like to share a message about clarity. And I'm laughing because I just spoke for about 7 minutes to my photo pictures instead of the video, and I wanted to talk about clarity. So I'm starting this again. So this message is about clarity, meaning the inner compass that's always running inside of us that was apparently not on when I wanted to create this video. So what do I mean by that? We all have an inner guidance system that's always running. We always have guidance available to us. So when we're in the middle of trying to make a decision or not knowing which way to go, or not knowing how to pull out of a situation to maybe we're in a situation that we seem to just be running in a loop over and can't seem to find our way out. There are navigation systems in us that are always available, and they come in the forms of, we all have them, and you've maybe said or heard people say things like, I just had this gut feeling. I just had this knowing about this thing, or I just had a sense about something, or I just felt drawn to something. These are all examples of those inner navigation systems. And often we notice them when we don't follow them and say something like, I knew I should have. But we didn't have a reasonable reason for following it. So we often didn't. Because we can't always see what's down the road. So we don't always trust that those inner feelings inside of us that somehow can see down the road and are trying to guide us down these roads that don't seem maybe reasonable at the time where we are. But we've all got those. And so this message came through today for people that are in situations that they would rather not be in and could use some of that navigation system that's in them. So it's a reminder to you that it's there. Although sometimes it can be like if you've ever been in a store where there's background music playing, but it's rather quiet. And it's always running. But there's so much activity going on in the store that you can't hear it and didn't even realize it was playing. Now I can hear Josh Groban singing regardless of how loud a store is. But if you're not so keyed into listening for things like that, you may miss it. But again, it's always playing. And I make this little chart here. So this is a pyramid. And down here is the fear, anxiety, worry. It's all the noise. And so if you're in this place, then no wonder you can't hear that inner guidance system. And the more you release that fear, anxiety, worry, all those tapes that are playing of the what ifs, or actually what's happening in your life right now, the harder it is to hear that navigation system, that guidance system that you have that is always running and trying to help you lift out of where you are if that's a good thing for you. So the more you can quiet that mind of yours and pull out of it, the more clarity, the louder that voice is. And so how do you do that? There's lots of ways that you can do that. It's creating quiet in your life. And so you may feel totally overwhelmed and that there's nonstop activity and you don't have a moment in your day for quiet time. I definitely get that. So some ideas that helped me when I was in the middle of that kind of situation was finding the moments in your day that you can turn down the noise, such as when you're in the car, turn the radio off, or run it quietly if it helps you feel better, if that actually helps you feel better, and quiet down that noise in your head. If the radio helps with that, go ahead and play it. But otherwise, turn it down. And you can start asking yourself for answers by asking questions like, how do I do this thing that I want to do, or move out of this situation that I don't like being in? What can I do to get to the place that you want to be? When you use words like, how do I, then you might be surprised at the answers that start coming to you. Maybe not immediately, but in a variety of ways. When you start asking these questions like, how do I move out of this situation? How do I get to this place? How do I solve this problem? Then turn your radar on to everything that starts coming into your pathway. It could be suddenly being behind some people that are talking about something that could spark an idea in you. It could be just letting your mind float, and it could pop in at that moment. It could be in the shower. It could be while you're driving. It could be something you watch on TV, or an article that you read or come across, a headline that sparks something in you. When you start asking questions to help yourself, how do I help myself in this situation? Whatever it is, be ready for answers, be open for answers and ideas. Because again, our guidance system is always on. And so when you send a question out, or when you're ready for answers to come your way, when you're open for that, they're going to be coming your way when you make yourself available to that. If you can, take a bath, just take a walk, sit with friends, and you can talk about the situations that you're in with friends, as long as it's not to dig yourself in deeper, to kind of relish that situation you're in. So some people stay stuck in a situation because there's kind of an addiction to the soap opera. And I have been addicted to soap operas, so not for a while, but I get it. It's exciting when things aren't always going your way. Everyone wants to look at the car accident, and who cares about all the drivers that are doing fine? That's not interesting at all. So sometimes we enjoy the drama. So you could even ask yourself, if you're truly ready to release it, what would that feel like if you released it? What would it feel like to no longer be in that situation, and to be in a situation that's truly healthy and easy? And would it be boring? Or would it truly be good? So that's just one little question for you. Also, I don't want this video to go too long. So I also made this little depiction of, I'm not very good at drawing, but okay, this is you on top of the mountaintop. And there's great clarity up here, right? You can see 360 degrees, lots of clarity. And you may be way down here, and there's this trench and this water. Oop. Okay, this is where you are, where there's not a lot of clarity, and you want to be up here. And so that's why you need this guidance system. You need to access this guidance system. And it's there, it's running. And just a note about if you are here. It's not such a bad thing to be here. It doesn't feel good, I'm sure. But if you were like here, it's not very hard to get here. And so you might think, great, I wish I were there. When can I get there? How do I get there? But when you're here, this is where things are often good enough. You can see a lot. This seems maybe like more effort than it's worth to go from here to here. And so if you're around here, you're probably not going to make many changes, because it's just not, everything's fine. And so when everything's fine in your life, that's not a motivation for change. When you are really far from where you want to be, there's motivation to change. So I was in a situation, single mom, not a great job. There was fierce motivation for change. And so I worked my tail off to do a number of things that got me to here, which never would have happened if I was here. I would have just stayed there. So if you're down here, it's a great opportunity to really change things. You've got high motivation, and it may not be fun, but as you move along here, you're going to be learning new skills, new life skills. You're going to be gaining more stories. You are absolutely, it is absolutely possible to get up here. There are countless videos on the how to change your life, and without money and a whole lot of time, it's a lot of inner work that you can do that will give you life skills that you get to keep forever. And before you know it, it's absolutely possible. And I will share more videos that help you understand some easy, practical ways that you can do that. But I hope this video today was helpful to encourage you. This was a message of encouragement that came to me on my walk with my puppy today. Just to remind you that you've got everything you need in here if you create a little more quiet in your life and ask questions on how to move forward. In those quiet moments, that navigation system is always running in you. It's always running, and it's absolutely possible for every single person to tap into it and to lead a more guided life, and it's fun. And I thank you for watching and hope this was helpful. Cheers.